You lock your door and go outside. It's the middle of the night. You have a weird feeling inside. You were always scared of the dark, yet you never felt this calm before. As you walk down the street, there is no one around you. No one is bothering you. No one is screaming at you. And for the first time in your life, you feel happy doing something that you did every day before. There is nothing different, yet you feel like you have no responsibilities. You feel free. And then you find a random girl that invites you to her house and sucks you. Okay, maybe the second part won't happen. One day, Ko decides he had enough, quits school, but he develops insomnia as a result, since there is nothing that he spends energy on. He can't fall asleep, so he goes outside without telling anyone, and weirdly enough, he feels calm, he smiles. He's having fun with things he never found fun in before, but at the same time he just can't stop thinking about what could be wrong with him. He tried to read about it online, he just hopes that he could find something that would help, and one article says that he should talk with someone he trusts, but he can't think of anyone. He finds out that for most people, the solution was alcohol, which is the stupidest fucking advice. You can't sleep, just become an alcoholic. Well anyway, as he buys one from a vending machine, a girl approaches him and asks, why is he buying alcohol as someone underage? He tries to lie, run away, but she knows what he is going through, that he can't sleep. She tries to help him and tells him that the reason why people can't fall asleep is because they are not satisfied with how they spend the day. She also explains that nighttime is the time of freedom and he will never be satisfied if he's unable to act in a relaxed and natural way. To which he's like, yeah, this bitch is crazy, and runs away. Well, she fights him in the next 10 seconds and invites him to her house, which he agrees with, cause why the fuck you wouldn't follow a random girl that you met 10 minutes ago to her house? She takes down her clothes, they sleep in her futon, and she sucks him dry. He freaks out, realizes that she's a vampire, and thinks that he will turn into one, but she's like, no. To turn into a vampire, the person that gets sucked has to fall in love with the sucker beforehand. Later in the night, they talk, she asks about his problems, and explains that the nighttime is the furthest place he can hope to get from all those things he thinks are a pain, and he should stay up until he feels satisfied with his day. This makes him realize that he doesn't want to live his life like before, in pain, doing something he doesn't want to, or in boredom hiding from the pain itself. He decides that he wants to turn into a vampire and live in the nighttime. What drew me into the manga and later on the anime was the world itself, that everything revolves around the nighttime, the dark, something that we usually think of as scary, yet this show presents it in a way that gives us a completely different perspective. It presents it as something beautiful. The story itself is a typical romance with a small spin in it that one of them is a vampire. Well, Nazuna is around 40 years old and Ko is 14. But as my grandma used to say, age is just a oh wait, that's the wrong one. If you love someone, it doesn't matter how old they... Okay, maybe it just wasn't great advice. Now looking back at it, there are a lot of questionable things in this episode. Like, what the fuck is a 14-year-old doing outside in the middle of the night? Why is he following a random girl to her house? But at the same time, it's just so damn relatable. Not the following a random girl part. Everyone felt like this in their life, that they just want to run away, want to escape from their life, their issues. And this anime presents that in a great way, and even if not running away, but just living in the nighttime has something in it that makes you feel calm, relaxed. I personally don't have trouble staying up all night. It's when I usually have time to script, to edit, to do thumbnails. It's when I am the most productive, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that. While watching the anime, I have to be honest, I couldn't really care about the characters, about what they are talking about how they feel. But as the episodes went on and on, I found myself more and more interested in them. Ko is just a kid that haven't found his purpose, haven't found where he belongs in life. And it's really interesting to go through about everything from his life. See him realize not everything as clear as he thinks, find an interest in new things while realizing that not everything was that bad from the past either. Nazuna on the other hand comes out as someone really fun and adventurous that can lift your mood at any point, and also as someone that you can talk things through with, someone that you can trust. Yet to me she comes out as someone that is hard to understand, and most of the time you just want to know what is she thinking about, and yeah, she's also quite hot. What will make this show unique, other than its representation of nighttime, is its upcoming side characters, their own stories, how themselves feel about the nighttime, why they are awake, bunch of unique small stories that made it enjoyable to read. Even just with Akira so far, she's a clear representation of what Ko's life would be like if he would have never quit. One thing no one can disagree with though is how fucking good this show looks. Not just how unique the nighttime looks like, but the character design, the unique angles they use. You can instantly notice after the first episode that who the director of the show is. That mixed in with the color palette they use, it makes Call of the Night beautiful. It makes it a work of art. Hey, that's the end. If you want to, you can subscribe and like, or not. Goodbye.